So then today we're going to look into formulas chapter. Yes,
Customize
of course. In the
formulas,
previous, I think I've covered the data utilities
data utilities.
and then a few things on the setups and background build the job system. So each and every one chapter will cover by. So this in one go we cannot cover because we have to show in real time. So that's the reason I've just put only this and I've pasted. So when development comes, I'll show this and then maybe debug logs how it works. Outbound
Okay.
messages you would be seeing in upcoming classes in the workflows. So so one or two points would be pending here. So when it goes on, so individually we can show the logs there. Otherwise, app actions how we have created, how we install, how to uninstall even that we know. Going to package manager, we can do that. And how to create a package also we know based on manage and unmanaged package. If you give a namespace and then provide the name, check across the Salesforce world, one of the namespace is unique. So once that is set, you can create a package. Package is adding an application and then upload it. So once the upload is successful, so you will get a installation link. That time it says it's a managed or unmanaged package. So unmanaged package is something that we don't have set any namespace. So even though you specify a namespace and kept ready, so after that also it asks an options when you create a package. It says, do you want to create a managed or unmanaged package? So that flexibility Salesforce was giving to us. So when it is a managed package, the source code has been controlled by the creator of the application. When it's unmanaged package, where the source is not people who create the application, they're not controlling it. I mean, once you though they're trying to control it, so because they showed the open source code, so people tends to modify the code and then they start on their own. So whenever you again you try to modify and give a new release also, so would impact the existing people where they already modified their code onto their own way. So that won't be a much impact. So people won't try to use the new resource which is came in. So ideally, unmanaged package is open source code. Managed package is something that they don't provide the open source code. I mean source code whatever. At least the components you can see what it is doing, but in terms of code and all you to see you cannot see the code at all.
Okay.
That is the difference we have here. And well, coming to deployment, I have explained to you what is sandbox and how the sandbox works. Um, one sandbox turns to another sandbox. How do we connect, and then how do we establish the connections, or how do we send the components? It's high level that we have viewed in terms of talking about dev sandbox, full copy sandbox, partial sandbox, and production. All these sandbox are created from the what do you call it? From the production. Just like you are trying to create as many branches in Git, something you say. Here we're trying to create as many sandboxes for the development. So all we're trying to think is whatever the dev sandbox you're working on, you migrating to or you're pushing the components to a higher level or maybe SIT, which is again a sandbox, and like so on to UAT and then to production. So why we all do this is we are trying to segregate or minimize the errors in each and every hour so that the product will be stable in the production. So that is what we see. And one thing is just pending still it is to show the realistic how a component is deployed. So I'll show that to you guys when all of you there. Then I'll show that.
Okay.
So then we just moved on to the reports and dashboards. In a couple of things we showed what types of reports, how do we apply the filters, formulas, and drag those reports into dashboards and preview them. So that we've seen. And in the last class we have exported the import and export. How do we do the data, play with the data that we've seen. That is out of the Salesforce, out of box Salesforce stuff. So I've uploaded the videos. In that clearly I've mentioned how much the input wizard can accumulate the data, like 50,000 records they can take. So when you use a native tool like not Salesforce, like data loader, so you have to install them and then you have to according to the OS like Windows or Mac. So you have to upload the data. So the upload limit we have is up to 5 million records we have. So whereas input wizard is up to 50,000, where a data loader can go up to 5 million, 550 million. I think 50 million records. So in the videos I've just uploaded, so you can just go and watch. So in this detailed chapters, I have mentioned the notes here, yeah, to 5 million records you can upload it. So I just provided the input here, like how do you do a basic importing also. Salesforce has provided some video. You can watch through this and exporting what to do. And for data useful links, I've just provided. In terms of from a development point of, oh, sorry, or the something like developer complete notes or from the Salesforce developer guide, we have just this link. Clicking onto this, you'll get to know what is the pros and cons of the data loader we have. Installation via through Windows. We have this video which explains very clearly. Installing for Mac, I think I have currently only the URL. I have searched in many places, only the URL I got it. So one suggestion for the Mac people. So when they try to install, so it asks you the questions after installing the JDK. Sorry, yeah, Zoro JDK. So if it says somewhere, when you're trying to execute, jar is missing, go to the respective folder. From there, open a terminal and then try to execute that. So let's say, for example, where uh, the what is that I don't know, DMG. The DMG file is installed of not DMG, where the data loader is installed. Go to that location and try to open the that particular folder. From there, you try to execute the what do you say, the data loader. Either from there or where the jar is installed. Sorry, where the Java is installed. From that particular locations, you try to run the um, data loader. So ideally, what I got suggestion is if something the jar is not loaded, so go to right path from the folders where it is installed. From there, you need to execute. So ideally, if I have a run command, I can go to I can go to a specific folders here, right? Where is that? Yeah. So I can go to specific folders. So CD space, see something like this, CD space contacts. I move into respective folders and then I'm trying to execute the data loader. So like that in Mac also you can do it. So go to respective folders where it is installed. From there you try to install. That is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, so that is all about data utilities. So now we are moving into a chapter formulas. So if you watch in every videos, I've just given a descriptive like this, which you must have to go through this. For example, reports and dashboards. I would have covered. I would have covered what we have done. So this will all help you out in betterment of this going through learnings or recapping quick things. Even in the managed package and unmanaged package, what is the difference I've added? So that way, our notes of a simple things would be highlighted here. So it will be pretty easy when you wanted to watch it. Okay. So those are done with the video part. So today what we're going to check in here is I wanted to start with the formula fields and roll-up summaries and data validations. So once you know this, so why I was dragging is, so if you know this, it will be helpful for you to get into a validation rule or a workflow or approval process. So yeah, formulas being so important in any places. How do we write formulas and what type of the formulas we have? So these all are very important things. So let me just jump in. So when you start with the formula chapters, formula chapter 11. So firstly, we need to understand point number one. Where do we write? Where do we write formulas? Why formulas are used? where and all. Okay, first let's answer these three questions and then we'll just move on. So where do we write formula firstly? Where do we write the formulas? Um, First thing is you need to go to Object Manager, choose respective object. And to say example, saying like example account fields and relationship. Under this, create, create formula field and choose the return type. The formula type which you're choosing could be again there we have text, date, number, etc. Couple of them we have there. Return type. So this is the first point answer. So where do we write formulas? Not only here. So where do we write? Not only here. Any places wherever you see. Meaning any place wherever you see criteria need to be mentioned. So you can use a formula logic there. For example, on the assignment rules we chosen, so where two options we had, either choose the fields or criteria. When you see criteria, again you can add a formula there. So that is the thing that we're talking about. Wherever you see criteria to be added, so you can see there, okay, formula can be added easily there. Okay, so where do we write? Formula is basically you go to Object Manager, choose respective object, and then go to fields and relationship, create a new field, create a new formula field, and then choose a return type, and then you write some logic there. And any places where you other thing is this is one where we go to Object Manager. Another one is any place wherever you go, you see criteria, you can add use a formula logic there. So where we write is very clear. Why formulas are used is very specifying. Formulas are read-only field where helps to calculate calculate so not exactly numbers. Formulas are read-only fields which helps to calculate numbers, date, currency. So you can this many options, etc. So a couple of things you can do there. So point number one is why formulas are used is formulas are read-only fields which helps to calculate of. So basically something is helping to calculate and then display some value to CC, and they load at the runtime. Suppose you're loading a page at that time, particularly it loads and then quickly shows the results to you, which is dynamic. So until unless may not have been having a right value, if you load them on a runtime page, it shows the right records. Are getting? So when they load, so that time it shows. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, let's say you are added a formula field in your page layout. Then, so the moment you open the page layout, it tries to calculate the live results from there in real time and then show you. They load at the runtime and show the real time data. What's the calculation? And one more thing is, you can easily reference the parent object field in shelled objects using formulas. You can easily reference the parent object fields in child object using formulas. Um, so from child, you can traverse up to 5 levels. So what do you mean by this? From a child object, you can traverse up to 5 levels. These are the points I can say.
Okay.
I mean, why formulas should be used? Yes, it is read only, which allows you to at least read the data. You cannot modify the data. It does a calculation, and at the loading at the runtime, it shows the data, and you can easily reference your parent object wherever in the child object you are trying to reference. From there, you can reference your parent object. For example, I would say from a contact object, you are referencing to account. I think contact is a child, and you're referencing to account. So here I say 5 levels. What are the 5 levels it could be? Let's say you are in a contact. From there, you're trying to go to account. From there, you go into owner. Once again, account contact. From there, okay. So prior to that, you have any child object you think. So ABC child object. From there, you're going to contact. From there, you're going to account. It is anything. When you can go up to 5 levels means choose it wisely. Opportunity. I'm just using standard object opportunity. From there, you can go to contact. From there, you can go to account. From there, you're going to go to user. So in ABC object, you are reference the opportunity. Opportunity reference the contact. Contact reference to account. And from the user. So all the way from the user, you can just drag the respective fields and then add it to a opportunity. What is the ABC? Here basically from ABC object, we are trying to pull the user details. User fields basically. Not pulling in data there. We are trying to pull some user field there. So here in the user, maybe dot you take the email ID. From a user object, you will take the email ID. So what you are expecting is from this particular object, you want to traverse to the user and get the record. I mean, get the field, which is email. See, once they are linked, you can go to like this, traverse it. You can do it. I'll show how do we do a traverse here also. So ideally, we just want to understand here. From child, I can do a cross referencing, go from one object to as many object which is related. So very important is it all should be related. Without relationship, you cannot move to one level above. So where all the formulas can be used? Where all the formulas can be used? If you have a formula logic knowledge, so you can use um, page layouts. You can use, of course, we're adding a fields, right? And then we are drag and dropping to the page layouts. And reports you can use. In workflows you can use. Process builders you can use. Apple process you can use. What else? lookUpFilters you can use. And wherever you see this is what I can say. And any place wherever you see criteria to be added, you can use formula logic there. So when a formulas you created, you can add them here or you can add to the reports. I mean, you have a knowledge on to play around here. Page loads, you can drag and drop to the workflows, you can use it. But do something using a formula fields, you cannot calculate another guy. So not using the formula fields, you can't or you cannot reference them for update or refer in another formula. So let's say, for example, you created a formula and then they saved and then done. You're trying to create a B formula, another field you can create. In that, you're trying to reference the A. So a formula field cannot reference another formula field. Because you individually are trying to calculate so many things and you're getting the results. On top of this, I again have to calculate and give the results to you. So to the second formulas, we can't reference the formula one. So that is what I'm trying to say. So using formula fields, you cannot reference for them for an update because it's a read only, and refer in another formula. And do not refer in another formula field. Okay, so these are the basic theories we have. So I'll show you what are the comparing with the Salesforce cheat sheet. Salesforce cheat sheet we have. So in the Salesforce cheat sheet, which I'm going to show you now, you can understand what are the variants we have in terms of when I say formulas, what are the levels that you have to understand? What are the text based? What are the math functions we have? And what are the logical operators we have? And special functions we have text text function or string function. We call math functions, logical functions. Apart from this, okay. So let's see. Look at the cheat sheet and then specifically go on to the each and every section here. Let's go here because here is the one word we have mentioned formula field. So that is not as actually. Um, I forgot this one thing. Page layouts, reports, validations. Even in the validations, we can use them. Like writing a formula logic, you can say that hey, this field is referenced there. Some formula logic will be using there. Let me jump in here and see. Yeah. Okay. Formula is an expression that drives a value from the other fields. Expressions are values. Formulas are used in numbers of contexts, including custom fields or auto calculating values. Yes, of course, we are trying to calculate something and we're displaying it. Again, criteria for data validations and workflows. Yeah, criteria as we can mention, as what they're saying here. And you can use them in a visual force page as well. Yes, not only visual force page, and again in VFL, sorry, in LWC, no, not LWC. So as of now, we will put full filters and not and VF pages. Even in the order, you may use it. So basically, let's focus here. So I say a formula is an expression where it derives the value from other fields. Yes, of course, we are trying to get the values from either like this. We are trying to derive the fields from other fields. I'm in ABC. I want to refer to the email field all the way in the user. So I'm trying to derive the field's value. What is there in there? Okay. So you can build the formulas using like this. Like if you want to calculate the total price, so unit price is a field you have, unit sold you have. You can calculate or you can multiply both of this value and then add to the total price. So when they say about VF page, how do you want to render the VF page? If the current page dot parameters is equal to PDF, then you reference the PDF or else something to it. So then this current page dot parameters double equal to PDF. This itself is a condition which you're giving there. So getting such condition itself is a formula they're saying. Hmm. So look at we have math operators. You can do a plus, minus, addition, division, and then you just choose the power of that or specifically use parenthesis to see the precedence what you want. So that way we have a math operators here. And then logical operators we say whenever we want to compare the value. For example, this is equal. You multiply these two things and then get the equal operator. So like that for we have logical operators. Evaluates when these two are equivalent or we're trying to calculate something and we're trying to assign a value here. So basically we are trying to when I say double equals to, that means you're trying to compare, okay, this value is equal to this. And then we say something is not equals. Okay, your profile is not equal to system administrator. So I'm this user. So my revenue is greater than $50,000. So then do this. Less than $50,000, do not allow to me to proceed this. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this all again the same logical operators applies. And nor. So and nor applies when. So you wanted to say that yes, I have to left hand side and right hand side have to both have to calculate. And both should be true. So then we use and. So any one of the case if it is true, that is fine. So you use for go for logic operators. So I think you guys know about this logical operators, right? Nitisha there.
Yeah, yeah. Hello?
Yeah, you know about logical operators, which is like here mentioned?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then otherwise we have date functions where we say date, what particular date we are having and what is current date we are returning it. So just we're trying to calculate the using a date. How do I split the day, month, now, today? All this we can do it. So those we call as date functions, date and time functions. So when I specifically use double ampersand, then it is and. When I use a single one, then it's a concatenation operators for text operators. Like say for example, here somewhere they mention first name and second name, or first name and middle name, and first name and middle name and last name. So all this together you want to concatenate, use this ampersand, which is like a concatenation of two strings. So then this we call as informational functions. Informational functions we say, hey, are you values are blank, or we say your value is blank, whichever the given field, or we say it should be blank, or you say that you're going to check the prior value of what this guy was storing in, and again you can check and operators comparing the both the fields, what the result would be. Here also you can do check the conditions like say if statement. If your a field value is equal to this, then do this operation. So for if operators, we have to pass three params. So you have to pass the condition. Let's say a double equal to b. If it is true, what do you want to say? If it is false, what do you want to say? So you have to say three statements there as a three input params for the if operators.
Mm.
So case again, we say that okay. It is I think it's all about talks about the case. Hmm, which particular case we are talking about? Whether I'm just comparing whether equal or not. So if A case B means I'm just referring the series whether it will match the sequence or not. So it just rarely we use it. Is changed and is new are the frequency. If and is change is new are your number. These are the frequency. So what is that is change? So yes, of course, previously this value where let's say a case status is new. Now if the case status is changed from new to in progress, that means that particular value is changed. So what you say is change of that particular pick list value. When the is change only, then I'm going to fire the formula. Getting? So let's say
Yeah,
if a field which is having your status called as new, I'm saying that for that particular field, I'm writing a formula saying that if is change of new, is change means what? New operator. So sorry, is change is status field and the pick list value is new to something else. So then after fire some logic. So like that I'm just saying how is change. Is means while you are arriving at new record, so that time you are trying to do some change. I'm checking the number which you give me is a number or not. So just like validating true or false. The number which you provide is a number or not. Sometimes they may have alphanumeric. So that's the reason we compare this. So and or not. So these are logical again, but we don't specify something like this, which is and or. We specify in a text format. I'll show you this example how this works. Not if and or how this works. I'll show you. So again, math function, if you see, you're just trying to calculate the minimum, maximum, absolute, ceiling, expressions, floor. These are all the math functions where generally we talk. So something that we are trying to um, get rid of the values with the point values you want to have. You want to make it as absolute, or you wanted to make them to downgrade to floor, or you wanted to have some exponential values to be raised, or you have a ceiling value to be rounding up to the nearest number. So you have logarithms also have max minimum value also you can get it. You can find the mode expressions also here. So basically these are all simple mathematics where calculations you have unless and until you use a into b c is equal to that something like formula is used. So that times we can use this effectively to get the formula results. Otherwise if you see advanced functions, so majority of them are into the classic side. So include this link to requires the script URL for. So many of them are into the classic Salesforce. We are not using much of this advanced function. Hardly can use this regex functions you can use, where regex calculates the some expressions. If you meet the conditions, then it will be easy to manipulate the things. Because regex is very simple format, so but it tries to do some accuracy validation. For example, where and all the regex is used is, you see, your email patterns. So when you say tushira at gmail.com, so the formats are correct. So tushira.com, if you just give, and this is not an email format. So you send back to the people saying that this is not an email format. So where, I mean, there you apply the regex. Regex helps the pattern to understand the input which you given is adhering the rules and regulations of what it is a standard one, which should be a email format. So if that doesn't, then we throw an error.
Okay.
So otherwise we have right shift, left shift, mid, trim, above, use it. So from these text functions, what do we use? We say check whether this guy is a text guy, or we say get the value of that particular value of that particular text and convert to a number. So that time we use it. Again, there's two things also used in the reports to in the classic reports basically to get the parent group value or to get the previous group value. Basically to get the summary reports in terms, but this all used in the classic types. So these are the couple of functions we have. So let's write a simple functions and see how do we use. Already I think this I forwarded an email to you guys. So just you have to go through this formula cheat sheet and you have to refer there.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So what we do is I just wanted to go to a random object and then choose it. Now talking about your project, if you have a scenarios where you wanted to build a formulas, then you can get them here. So for example, for a blood bank, you wanted to implement a formula fields where you wanted to do it. Let me just give an idea. Account, blood bank branch, and this is my contact self donor. So the donor, when you're talking about it as a child object, I saying, so how many times you have done or you did a donation of your blood? So you want to do calculate. So if there's a master detailed relationship you have, you can do a roll-up summary. So roll-up summary is another one which I want to talk. So we'll talk even that as well. Uh, so we have to just use the proper use case where the formulas can be applied. Donor medical condition. Now, if I wanted to get donor's medical condition of which particular bank this guy has been referring here, you need not to use a lookup relationship here. If something relationship we have with the child, like say contact or like say donor, from there via through we can go register the account and say, hey, this is a blood branch. This guy has been working under. Okay, let me
Hello.
give a simple example.
Okay.
So I need to find. Let me check. I've used staff here. So altogether, I have to see what staff is doing. So look at this. Staff is so if I just go to accounts in the details, I could see McDonald's Hyderabad Kutpally. I want to get their account number, or I want to get the phone, or I want to get the subsidies relationship which you have. So, but I'm just all the way in the staff record. So I have to go click here and have to see this and then get the info. So rather in the staff object, I can get the restaurant's account number. that to respective account number. So how do I do? I'll let you know. Let me go to this object manager first. The staff fields and relationship. Like I have mentioned the direction the same way. So now in the fields and relationship, you're gonna try to create new field. So in the new field, which I'm gonna say that, hey, I want to choose a formula field. So that's a read-only field. It has an expression that is defined, and the formula field is updated when the source field changes. Okay. Now, for example, I would choose a formula here in my staff object. I'm gonna get this restaurant's account number. If this I'm changing the restaurant itself, then this formulas also would change. So that is what they're saying. It depends on the source. I'm choosing Hyderabad Kukatpalli. Tomorrow I'm reporting to directly to India. So then their account number is different. That would be displayed here. For Kukatpalli, this is the account number. But what for if it's an account is like McDonald's Hyderabad or McDonald's parent company India. So there could be different account number for them. All right. So I wanted to go to the staff object, create a formula, say next. And they're asking what should be return type. So I should choose the field name as um, restaurant. Let's say restaurant reference number. So we don't say that there are no account number something. We say reference number something. And what is that basically? It's a text because you're going to text the numbers there. So this is a text, right, which is alphanumeric. So I'm going to get this account number to our staff page and display the here. So that's the reason I've chosen text here. If you're returning something like a checkbox or a currency, or you're going to find the difference of date, or showing the numbers or calculative values, then we can get them the right way. So look at this. If you want to say that if is today is greater than close date, then do a checkbox. Currency, I'm just it's like calculating some numbers minus value and then putting it here. Reminder for date is you say close date minus 7 date. For date time open, when I say now, it indicates the now, right now. Along with the date plus time plus 1 day if we add, we're just moving on to the date and time area. I mean, this is how they are giving an example how the formulas can be valued, added. So numbers again, with the numbers you can calculate or you can have decimal values also. And then we calculate the percentage. So discounted value, how much it is, and divide by the amount. So we calculate some percentage and we give the value to here. So this all will apply for anyone who's giving a car insurance or giving a amount with a discounted value. For you, it may apply. So discount you won't be available in the blood bank, maybe for insurance and the cars applications, you may have discounts. Like even the restaurants also can have discounts unless it's based on the products we have chosen. So I think I'm just calculating discounts on the product level, so may not be for me because I'm just managing like a price books. For you guys, like if you have a products, if you want to manage the price books, you give it, or if you want to calculate the percentage at each and every record, like price to the when they pay, you can again justify saying that the percentage. So then text beginning is full name, last name, which is last name plus the first name. So I said and operators will use to concatenate something, two strings. And then again, time we talk about current time. If it is 8:53 plus one you add, so it'll add one more hour, additional hours, like it'll be 9:53. So these are the different types of data types we have. So we have to choose wisely um, which particular data return type that we're going to use it here. So let's say next. You see here, a simple formulas we have an advanced formulas. And then advanced formulas only we can see all these functions which we talked about here. So logical, math, advanced, all we can get it here. You see this? We have functions on the right side. You have to choose them right one, and then you can do it. So for me, I wanted to just simply go get my parents' account number. So what I do is I just go to insert field. As I told you, up to 5 levels we can traverse. So the point which I mentioned here, you can traverse up to 5 levels. So we can traverse up to 5 levels. That is what I'm listing as here. So from here, you can just move on to the choosing the object reference. One second. Sorry. So yeah. So from a staff, I wanted to all the way move to restaurants, basically my account, and there I'm going to get the account number. Where's the account number? This is an account number. See, I can go till to owner. Again, from there, I can go to this is basically user object. See, username and all we have. We can get their email. This is what I was saying. Restaurant owner, email ID. If you want to go, you can get them. So this is what something which I'm referencing here. From ABC, go to opportunity, contact account, and user mail. Something like this you can go, but all you can do up to 5 levels you can do it. But for us now is account number is fair enough because that is my target. From a staff, you go into restaurant and you're gonna find their respective account number. I'm gonna insert this. So we can write some if conditions also here saying that hey, if your restaurant number has a value, then okay, fine. If they're blank, say give some text message here. Okay, we can give that also. I'm gonna put if condition. If okay, let's try that also. All right. What it says, checks whether an expression is true or false. I'm gonna check is blank. I'm gonna say the restaurant account number is blank or not. So this would return me true. So I want to say that is blank. I'm not checking. I want to check they should not be blank. So I would say not. So basically should not be blank. Getting? So one more thing, I just give a if here. Logical functions that a is equal to b, a not equal to b, some conditions going to give you. When it's true, what you want to display. When you want to false, what you want to display here. If the condition means true, what do you want to display? If the condition meant false, what do you want to display? That is what if is talking about. So I'm saying here, hey, restaurant's account number. I can go to any restaurant. I can make this value also blank. Okay, I can make this value also blank. Who cares? So if this blank is, if the value is blank in the staff, I should not display here. I should display something else. So that is the reason I'm just writing a formula here. Is blank means it is verifying that you are blank or not. I'm saying that you should not be blank at all because according to me, the number should be there. So that is my logical test here. I'm gonna give it here. Where something that A is equal to B, A not equal to B. However, this will return a true or false because we're trying to check the conditions here. Of course, this is written true or false based on that we'll choose it. If it is not true, so basically if this returns true, what I'm trying to say is yes, of course they're not blank. So then I wanted to okay, give me the account number which is I'm expecting because they're not blank at the parent level. And if they're false, I would say that a message at parent. Okay, at parent account is account number is blank. I will say this. Hmm. Restaurant reference is blank. So this is what I want to do it. So what I'm trying to say is give a condition here that matches to true. Okay, this is value I wanted it because I'm saying that this is not blank and I want to give this true value. If this is let's say this is failing, of course there are account numbers blank there, then give this message. Why? Because they are blank. That's the reason I'm giving this. Check the syntax first whether it is correct or not. It's correct. So what we have done is we went clearly saying that what my if conditions will have. Three params will have. So conditions plus when it's true, when it's false. So condition is given based on true, you'll go here. Based on false, you'll go here. So we check the conditions. If nothing there, treat them as blank. It's okay, fine. Zeros, anything is fine. Since it's a formula field, so it'll basically at least read only formations would be there, and at least and visual options would be there. So say next. Add to tab page layout. I'm just click on save. Now all you need to do is go to staff and then just refresh this. You see here, restaurant's reference number, we got it. It's a read only field. On the page load, we got this value. Okay. So, so what we did is, so from the Cookatpally, it is trying to take the account number. Let me try to remove this value. Let's see what happens. When it allows to do it, I don't know. We have written a trigger logic. Perfect. It is taken off the account number. So now I would refresh this page. So when the account number is blank, you are trying to show something XYZ, right? At a parent restaurant reference is blank. Getting this?
Yeah.
Basically, we're trying to shape. If the account number is not blank, I'm just displaying the right away the number. If they're blank, I'm just displaying this message. For this, we have used if condition and we used not operator and we use is blank function to check whether this particular guy is like not blank. So now I've just moved the value back. And what I want to do is I want to check all the way from a Cookatpally to a different branch. See, currently we see the values would have been, yeah, the good example is here. The values is something that the parent restaurant is blank inside. A good example is I have added the value here. Now I'm just refreshing the page. Nothing I'm doing. I'm just refreshing the page. See, it just reference, no? It'll automatically get the value, whatever you're modifying here, it'll try to reference here. But changes you want to see, just refresh the page and see it. Okay, it's Hyderabad Cookatpally. KP01 is Cookatpally 01, you think. Now I'm going to change the restaurant name to something else. All the way I'm moving the branch from Telangana. So then this number also should change because their restaurant number should be different. Look at this. MCD TL01. That is what they are referencing here. Everything depends on the source value of your formulas. Of course, I'm referring the formula here, but the source is something about the restaurant. In the restaurant's account number is what? Which is MCDTL01. So any questions here, Tushar?
No, no.
Is it too much to you now?
No, it's good.
Okay. So that way, simple basic formulas, how do we create? We can see here, and then we can add such logics and we can check it out what you can do with the max with the formula fields. So altogether, you have to go to all the way to fields and relationship. You have to test it out here, and then click a new relationship and then do it. So okay, this is the one simple formulas that we have seen, and I'll show another one which is Rollup summary field. So while everywhere we going on to the workflows or data validation rules, we keep try applying the formulas. So then we'll be used to it. Just as like simple you understand. Of course, while going through cheat sheet, we can see a couple of functions are there. How we use it, we have to use it wisely, and based on that, we'll check something. So these are the formulas functions we have. And how do we write? How do we create? I just showed you. Go to the fields new, and then what should be written type? All that we've seen. So now I'm just going to the count level. I wanted to calculate something here. All of my child records, what values. For example, I want to calculate what are the opportunities value we have. For example, in your case, we need to know for a particular customers how many times you have purchased and what is his overall revenue, or how many cars you purchased. Let's say 5 car you purchased or 2 car you purchased. We have some amount, right? The cumulative amount we have to update back to his account. Or someone is regularly getting a deal of a sale. So what is the amount that we are doing? So basically we have to roll up all the child records value and update to a parent. So here in my case, for a restaurant, each and every restaurant when I go, I see an opportunities here. If people are creating opportunities, so their opportunity values will be calculated. So that's the reason I wanted to get it here. Mm, So what I want to do is I would have all the opportunities values. Each and every opportunity will have an amount as a revenue. So those values I'm just accumulating back to account. In the account it says overall revenue. Overall revenue from the opportunities we get it. So I'm gonna do a roll up summary here. So what I do is I go to object manager, I go to account, I go to fields and relationship. See, only on a master object you can create the roll up summary. So we'll mention the point here. Roll up summary. Only on master object. This is available. This option is available. Using a roll-up summary, we can calculate all the child records, which must be title or child object. So there's a point one and this is a point two. Okay. Mm, Functions like min, max, count, sum. So there's a functions which has already been available. You can use them to calculate all the child records. So I want to find the count of all the child records. I want to find the sum of all the records. I want to find the maximum of all the child records or the minimum of all the child records. Any one of the functions I can use and I get it. So basically, rollup summary would be available only in master object, And Rollup summary can calculate all the child records, and the functions they have this, and even the are read only field. Okay, so they are read only field. You cannot do anything with them. And when I say read only, it's just like a formula field. It calculates on the load of the page. It calculates on runtime. We can say. Okay, the 4 points we have to add it here. Account. I'm gonna click on new fields and relationship. I choose roll of summary here. I read only field that displays here. You have to add to this point. Hmm. I read only field that displays the sum minimum maximum value of a field in the related list or the related count of all the records in the related list. So whatever we have texted, we have put it the same way they have explained here. Nothing much different. Next is I'm just gonna choose roll-up summary. Of course, account is a master object for everyone. So that's the reason I'm just getting here. Um, so someone has chosen account as a master. You can see them here. I'm gonna see here opportunity grand total. Or you can put as opti grand total. For this account, each opportunities would a couple of opportunities would be there. It's one too many. One account can have as many opportunities. So that way, I'm just finding their opportunity grand total. So next. So I have this many functions. I want to choose on which particular object you're saying account. I want to relate it to opportunities. One more object also we have called as associated locations. If you have another object as a master, which is custom object, also would have listed here if it is chosen as a master. In that particular custom object, you choose an account as a master, then it will display here. Where in opportunities, account has been a master, that's the reason opportunity is getting here. So this is parent and this is child. So I wanted to find a sum here. Now, which field you basically do the sum? There are a couple of fields here. I want to do it on amount field because each and every opportunity is amount. I wanted to calculate and add it to as a total grand total or opportunity grand total. So for part of this filter, what are the things, which are the records should be included? All the records should be included in the calculation, or only records meeting certain criteria, you have to include the calculation. See, criteria is when they are putting it as, hey, this guy is good to this, that guy is good to that. We're gonna include. Of course, yes, we can put a calculation here. We don't calculate for everyone if you think. Okay, we can do is a stage, opportunity stage. I'm just gonna calculate only for the closed one, guys. I don't care about any other guys because closed one is actually the amount we're getting it. If I choose all records, we don't care irrespective this guy is closed or not. We just calculate all of the values and then add to an account. But I'm putting a condition here saying that, hey, let the stage equals be closed one. Then which makes sense for us to think that, okay, only the actual revenue value would be added to an account. Getting this point? So I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying next. So I can click on this to give all access, no problem. So next. So to all the page, let it be added. No problem. To business, individual guy, I think. Anyway, no problem to add to all because even a business guys will have opportunities sometime. Individual also can have opportunities. Restaurant can also run on opportunities. Let me save this. So now I'll come to all the way to my accounts. I just go to Kukatpalli here. I go to detailed record. I see Optic grand total is 0 here. Why? Because to the relative when I go, there's no opportunities here. Let's go to accounts. In the previous we were working our accounts. As an example, we're giving at the very beginning, SF Training Institute, who had an opportunity with us, and they are in a prospecting stage. So this won't be added. Why? Because they are in a prospecting stage. See, grand total is 0. Though we could see an opportunity with the revenue as $1,700, but still that is not considered. Why? Because the stage is not closed. Look at prospecting days. Let's come back. Thor manufacturers. Let's see. So in the related, yeah, we have a closed one. Great. So this closed one value 4,433 values should be a part of our opportunity grand total. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So that is only one opportunity we see here. Like say another opportunity we create, another opportunity which I create, and I put something like $10,000, and I want to quickly close this opportunity is start check I'm doing and say is equal to closed one right away. Step is type. Nothing much. I'm just quickly simply saving on save. Another opportunity which I want, but directly I just came into closed one. So this 10,000 plus 4,300, it should be 14,000 change. So let's refresh this page. Oh my god, did I give 10,000 or 14,000? Sorry, 1 lakh there. Okay, so if I give 1 lakh there, then 1 lakh 4,000 change, we have a grand total here. So why? How did we calculate? We just went on here. This is 1 lakh plus 4,000 change.
Yeah.
Basically, both are closed ones, so I have calculated both. The condition says is you are closed one, then we'll add it. So like that, as many opportunities you had, we all will accumulate and then add to the record where it's just a simple formal fields. It tries to calculate in the on the fly and then displays here. And it's a read-only field. You cannot do anything here. So this is what is a formula fields for a Rollup summary. I think we covered on the 11th chapter, and tomorrow we'll see on data validations. Then we'll proceed on to the workflows. Okay. I think I made this video short.
Yeah.
So we can use these formulas in validations and other places. I will just keep giving much more examples when all be connected. But at least I wanted to know how these people can go create a formula fields, how a roll-up submit can be created. Now think about a scenario about your projects where you can apply these formulas and roll-up summaries. Roll-up summary
Yeah.
is not only for the accounts and opportunities. Any object which is a master and a child. So where you want to roll up all your child records and update back to your parent. So you have to think a scenario where you can get it. And a formula is basically wherever you want to do some calculation and display into the page layout. Yes, of course you can choose. So you guys think,
Insurance.
yeah, you just think a scenario where you wanted to plot it, the formulas or something. You can ask me a suggestion I can give to you.
Yeah. For the insurance coverage, we can use this
Yeah,
formula.
you're gonna put 10 years as 5 years, and then what is amount? You can calculate them and then show it over right away to the places.
Yeah.
Create a new
Yeah.
formula field, and then you put a year after years into, and then the amount which you want to calculate is equal to this is the amount you have to be a premium amount. Something that you can say to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to think because it's your applications. You can bring an idea. I can tell you how to implement.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then, however, we're gonna have a data validation also. Like we're gonna prevent them by saying that hey, you will not leave this value as blank. Hey, this tenure is very less. You have to be At least 2 years of minimum. Something these all validations we can get in next class.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So do you have any questions?
No, for now, no.
Okay. So try to execute this and see what is it? Trial do. Then you can get it. So I'll
Yeah.
add this points, whichever we covered today here.
In the drive.
I can add it to our notes as well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tisha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.